Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. Today on Suncoast FYI, we talk to Festival Director Lucy Nicandri of Thunder by the Bay, Executive Vice President Lori Sinclair of Rossiter's Harley Davidson, local photographer Wayne Eastep, Chief Executive Officer Marcus Braz of Healthsouth Rehabilitation Hospital of Sarasota, Marketing Vice President Chad Lloyd for the Central Florida American Heart Association, author, activist, and public speaker Sonia Pressmen Fuentes, Chairman Alina Lunin of Sarasota 99ers, CEO Frank DeFede of Technimedia Marketing, and leader of Legends in Time with Frankie and Donna, as well as leader of Memories, Dave Romine. All next on Suncoast FYI. We're joined now by Festival Director Lucy Nicandri of Thunder by the Bay and Executive Vice President Lori Sinclair of Rossiter's Harley Davidson to talk about the upcoming event. Welcome to the program. Nice to see you again, Lucy.
It's great to be here, Nancy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lori, we're going to talk to you in a minute, but first I want to ask Lucy, 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Oh my God. Have you been doing it since the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of you have.
Yes, since the beginning.
We're the originals.
You're the originals. I love it. There's so few originals left. So it's coming up this coming weekend, right? It starts on the 15th?
Correct. February 15th through the 18th.
Okay. Can you tell us about the events? And I'm sure you have something new this year to share.
We have a lot of new things, Nancy.
Okay.
You know, in celebration of our 20th anniversary, we wanted to do some new and special things with the festival. So Thursday night is our kickoff party at Michael's on East. We've got a great Rolling Stones tribute band that you don't want to miss. Tickets are $150 per person, but it's open bar, great food, auction. Tickets you can purchase right online, thunderbythebay.org.
Okay.
Friday night, we're back downtown Sarasota.
Yay.
We're excited. Bikes on Main. There's going to be two great bands, Twinkle and the Billy Rice Band,
And
a
you
night
have
bike
those
show.
at opposite ends of the street, or are they going to just kind of fill in when
Actually,
the
it'll be
others out?
closed at Orange Avenue.
Okay.
It'll be on Main from Orange to Pineapple.
Cool.
And then on Lemon, we'll have the stage and the night bike show. So come on down, whether you own a bike or not.
Okay.
You're going to have a lot of fun. And then the two-day festival, which is going to be Saturday and Sunday, that's going to be going on from 10 to 10 on Saturday and 10 to 6 on Sunday at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds. Admission is free. There's no charge to get in.
Okay.
New things this year, we're going to have Zambelli fireworks on Saturday night. We're going to have flat-out freestyle shows in between all of the musical acts that'll be on stage, which is going to be awesome. We've got a third bike show that we've added in, so we're going to have an old iron bike show on Saturday and an 18 class on Sunday. And our theme this year is the festival where rock meets country. So if you love country music, and you love rock and roll, you're going to see a little bit of each. We've got a Vegas McGraw tribute band who's going to be on stage, the Bobby Frist Band, tribute bands to the Doobie Brothers, the Eagles, Tobacco Road, a great musical act coming in, and then two rides. A ride for riches on Saturday, which will be going to the dealership. Excuse me. And you can do that whether you're on a motorcycle or in your car. And then Sunday, the Cruise for Cash. So
Okay, well,
exciting stuff.
What's going on?
Yes, very
So,
exciting.
Lori, you have been, Rossiter's has been a sponsor since the beginning.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
how important is this to your business and our community and the charity?
Well, we've seen this grow from, just a small little group that started 20 years ago to what it is today. We have customers that come in and plan their vacations for this event all over the country, all over the world. I have customers that come in from Germany for this, from Sweden for this.
Love
And
it.
so we're going to have a huge party at both dealerships, Rossiter's and Manatee River, live music on Saturday, kicking off the Ride for Riches ride. And all these people that come in, I mean, they spend their money in our community. They stay in hotels
And
and
they wanna be
they go to the
entertained.
restaurant. So it's not just for my business. It's great economic boost for the whole community.
And that just ties in. I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of impact does this have not only on the charity, but our community? I mean, everything benefits, right?
Well, our last economic impact report was $8.8 million back into the community. In over 19 years, Nancy, all the proceeds benefit Suncoast Charities for Children, but $1.9 million has been raised over the 19 years for charity. So it's all getting
great?
reinvested here in the community. And something I want to add,
Yes.
Sunday the 18th,
Yes.
we know is the Daytona 500.
Yes.
If you don't want to miss the race, you still need to come to Thunder by the Bay because we've got a great big screen you can watch the race on.
Good idea.
Okay.
And enjoy the music
All right.
and just have fun at the festival.
Okay, we'll let our viewers know where to go and get those tickets.
Fabulous.
Thank you, ladies, for being here. Nice meeting you again.
Nice
Lauren.
meeting you too. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having us.
Nancy.
Thanks, Luce. Coming up after the break, photographer Wayne Eastep returns to our studio to talk about his new showcase at the Sarasota Airport. Our next guest in the studio is photographer Wayne Eastep. Welcome back to the program.
It's nice to be back. Thank you.
Good. Well, you have some exciting news. I understand you're at the Sarasota Airport with your photography.
Yes, that's right.
Can you tell us how that came about and what our viewers can expect to see there?
I've been traveling the world as a signature of my work, and I've noticed that airports around the world have started to showcase art. So I went to the airport, shared that observation with them. Turned out that Selby Gardens was just completing a series of banners that were up in the corridor between security and the gates, created a window of time, and they said, okay, we'll make this available to you.
Okay.
And I said, yes.
All right. So what type of photos do you have there?
Well, they're banners, they're beautiful art banners, and they're nature scenes from around Sarasota.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
you know,
And you've done, like you said, photography assignments worldwide. Can you tell us a little bit about where you've been and what you've done?
yeah, I do two categories of work. One is documentary photography, and I've done that for National Geographic and for Smithsonian. And the other part where I make my money is commercial advertising and corporate work. And there I've served large multinational corporations like GE, ExxonMobil, Nautica, and so forth. And so that work has all been on location.
Okay. And well, how did you come to bring your studio to Sarasota then? Are you still traveling, but you have a base here in Sarasota?
No, after 37 years of traveling the world, I decided that it was time to put my roots down, and Sarasota is a great place to do that. And I've had people buying my photography here, and so it caught my interest, and I thought it was a way for me to become part of the arts community. So I put together a gallery and a commercial photographic studio.
Okay. And where's that located, Wayne?
It's on Central Avenue, just north of 10th Street. The address is 1338 Central, and I'm part of a group called the Central Creative Commons. There are about 13 artists in that enclave, and my studio and my gallery are part of that.
Okay, so there's 13 artists there, or just in the central area?
In that enclave, yeah.
So, being that you're such a renowned photographer, are your services available to and affordable to local businesses?
And, I'm glad you asked that, because when people hear the clients that I work for, immediately
Right.
they think, oh my God, that's great and you're really qualified, but too expensive.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. I'm a business person as well as an artist, and I understand that international fees don't fit for a local market. So I've adjusted my fees to be competitive in this marketplace.
Okay, so when you, what do you envision for your business here in Sarasota? I mean, you want to get involved more in the community. What are your thoughts, though?
Well, there are two aspects. One is the gallery itself, and the other is the commercial studio. So the commercial studio has two components. One is an area for doing business headshots or a beautiful artistic portraiture. I'm a people photographer. And the second physical area in the studio is for what we call tabletop, meaning still life or products. Because my work for 37 years has been on location, I'm quite skilled at doing that, so I can also go out to a person's location and photograph here. The gallery is set up to showcase work, so there's a salon with display prints. There's also a big high definition TV. And because I have literally hundreds of thousands of images, I can curate a gallery collection for you, and you can come and sit with a cup of tea or wine, and then look on this huge screen at as many images as you like. And then I can help you decide how those might fit for your home or for your office.
Wonderful. cool.
The studio is open by appointment, so a person can just email me or call, and I'm happy to welcome them anytime.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you for being here, and we'll share that contact information with our viewers.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thanks,
I appreciate the time and the interest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
After the break, we learn more about Heart Month from Healthsouth and the American Heart Association, so please stay tuned. Our next guests in the studio are Chief Executive Officer Marcus Braz of the Healthsouth Rehabilitation Hospital of Sarasota and Marketing Vice President Chad Lloyd for the Central Florida American Heart Association. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Nancy.
It is Heart Month, right? February?
Yes.
Well, it's great to have you here. Chad, let's start with you. If you could tell us a bit about the American Heart Association, please.
Sure. So we were founded over 90 years ago by 6 cardiologists, and today we work with over 30 million volunteers across the nation. And our goal is to build healthier lives free of cardiovascular disease and stroke. And we accomplish that in a couple of different ways. We fund research that helps us to treat heart disease and stroke in better ways. We train people in CPR, and we offer countless different wellness programs for community members.
Okay. And what about this month, Heart Month? What can you give us an overview of what you like to accomplish, what it's all about?
Sure. So Heart Month started back in the 60s when President Johnson declared February as Heart Month, and it's really designed to educate all men and women to focus on their heart health while creating awareness for heart disease and stroke, which are the #1 and #5 killers of folks in our country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there with high blood pressure, isn't there?
There sure is, unfortunately, and that's something that's a big focus of ours that we're really trying to help folks with.
How would you like people here locally to get involved, Chad?
So every year we have a Heart Walk in the fall. This year it's going to be in November, and the Heart Walk this year is chaired by Venice Bayfront Health CEO Bob Moore, and Bob's going to put together 50 or 60 different companies to come out and join us. Marcus is on the board with us, and we're going to have about 1,500 people out that morning, and it's free and it's open to the public, so we'd love to have all your viewers come join us in November.
Great. I like it.
Yep, thank you.
And Marcus, can you tell us how you from Healthsouth got involved with the American Heart Association?
Absolutely, Nancy. About 8 years ago when I came to Sarasota, we've always been involved with the walk itself, but since we see so many patients with cardiac and stroke issues, I really wanted to put forth an effort that our hospital become really intimately involved with helping with community education and prevention of heart and stroke conditions.
And what is the mission of Healthsouth?
Healthsouth's mission is to rehabilitate people who have had functional impairments and get those patients back to the community. We're an inpatient rehabilitation hospital. We're the only freestanding inpatient rehab hospital in Sarasota, Manatee County. We're 96 beds, and we've been in the community for 33 years.
Wow. So when someone comes there, and this is after they come out of the hospital or acute care,
Yes.
how do you get their lives back to them? What type of things do you do to improve their quality of life from there, Marcus?
Well, the first thing, Nancy, is understanding what their goals are. Knowing that most people want to go back home and what we do is we provide an intensive rehabilitation environment for them to be able to do that. But first, it's building that relationship individually with each patient, understanding what their goals are, and then our team of clinicians, physicians, therapists, nurses, working with that patient individually to get them back to the community.
Okay, and what is the average stay? I'm sure it depends on what the procedure was, but I mean, how long do you normally see a person come in? I mean, they're
usually with us for 13, 14 days, so about 2 weeks is our average length of stay.
All right, great. Anything else you'd like to add before we close?
Just that our goals really align with the American Heart Association. We do a lot of community education for heart and stroke prevention, and then if someone were to have an unfortunate event in their lives, I think it's important for this community to know that we're one of the top 10. We're in the top 10% for our outcomes for patients who need rehabilitative services. And we're right here in the community.
That's great. Wonderful. Well, thank you both, and let's have a Heart Healthy Month. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next on Suncoast FYI, we take a step back in history and talk with Sonia Pressmen Fuentes and Alina Lunin about women's rights. We're joined now by author, activist, and public speaker Sonia Pressmen Fuentes and Chairman Alina Lunin of the Sarasota 99ers. Alina is also a certified flight instructor and professional pilot. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be
Pleasure
here.
to be here. We're going to start with you, Sonia. How did you get involved with women's rights?
Well, I joined a brand new agency, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, 3 months after it opened for business in Washington, D.C.
And when was that?
That was in October of 1965.
Bless your heart. You've been with us since then.
Yes.
Okay. And you're co-founder of a women's organization?
I'm one of the co-founders of the National Organization for Women Now.
Okay. And what is that about?
That's about fighting for women's rights.
Okay. And I believe you were drafted the lead decision?
I drafted the lead decision in the cases involving airline stewardesses.
Okay. How did you get involved with that?
Well, there were a host of such cases filed with the agency, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, after it was open for business. And since I was very interested in women's rights, I was given the assignment, and I was in the General Counsel's office, I was given the assignment of writing the decision.
Okay. What do you feel that women over the past 50 years have been able to resolve, and what is unresolved at this point?
Well, since the early 1960s, we've had nothing less than a legal revolution in the rights of women in this country, and with a spillover to many other countries. But there are many, many areas that still remain to be dealt with, both in the United States and all over the world.
Okay. Well, we're very happy to have you on board with that, because I'm sure that you get right in there and don't let them go.
I'm very passionate about it.
That's great. Thank you. And let's talk about a little bit about the 99ers. Alina, tell us about that?
So the 99s was in 1929. 16 women pilots started the first. It was like a race. It was called Powder Puff Race Derby, and it started in California. And they traveled all the way to Cleveland. By the time they got to Cleveland, a lot of the country knew what was taking place, which was the first race of women pilots. And there was a lot of people waiting for them in Cleveland. That race brought up a lot of attention, and all these women pilots realized that the camaraderie that came out of that, and they decided, well, maybe we need to do something. We need to create a group of women pilots.
Okay.
So
and
this race was a turning point for the 99s.
When did the chapter come to Sarasota?
And I moved here in 2015. Took me a year to get to know a few women pilots, and we became official in 2017.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, 2016.
Okay. What are the some of the projects and goals that you have coming up, and how is it related to one another?
The goals that we have are the same ones that the founders have for the organization back in 1929, and it was to help women to advance on education, anything has to do with aviation, and any STEM program, and through scholarship and mutual support. And we meet once a month. We have our business meeting once a month, and at the same time, we have seminars or anything that has to do with education, and we also host FA seminars. But I thought, well, it would be nice for the 1-year anniversary of our chapter being founded to have Sonia. And that's how Sonia came and talked to us.
And I mean, exactly. I mean, you tie in so well, and I'm sure that women pilots still have problems, and Sonia can help them with keeping things straight. Am I right?
Well, they have the same problems other women do who are in the workforce, and I spoke with them actually Alina interviewed me. She had read my memoir, and I spoke with them about the women's rights movement and my life.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. I'm really sorry we don't have more time, but maybe we'll have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you. When we return, we'll talk with Technimedia Studios. We're joined now by our last guest, CEO Frank DeFede of Technimedia Marketing and leader of Legends in Time with Frankie and Donna, as well as leader of Memories, Dave Romine. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nancy.
Nice to be here.
Thanks. Nice to see you. You
Yeah.
have a very exciting show coming up with a band that I loved from the 60s and 70s called the Vogues. So can you tell us about that, Frank?
Yeah, with over 10 million records sold worldwide, we're very excited. My partner on this project, Dave Romine, right? Don't give me no germs, Dave. He's sick. But no, they're a terrific group. We had them here a few years ago, Nancy, down at the Cultural Center. We sold out 2 shows, 500 seats in each one, so 1,000 people.
Excellent.
This year, we brought them back on an encore performance. They are coming to the Northport Performing Arts Center on February the 18th
Okay,
at
it's
3
coming up.
o'clock, and it's an afternoon show, Dave.
Afternoon show. It's good for people who can't drive at night.
Yep,
So
I
that'd be
like that.
exciting for them. They can come out and enjoy the Vogues.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And some of their songs, we were talking about 5 O'Clock World.
My Special Angel.
Yeah.
You're
Turn
the
around,
one, you're
look
the
at
one.
me.
Yeah.
You're the
all,
one.
All great stuff,
Yeah,
all great stuff.
Magic Town.
Hope to get there, hope to
Yeah.
get there. It
Yeah.
sounds great. Let's find out a little bit more about your marketing. You have
Okay.
marketing department.
Yeah, Technimedia Marketing
Yes.
is actually the company that's bringing them in, and Dave's working with me on this. Technimedia Marketing is a company that I had. Actually, it was called Technimedia Studios originally, and we moved down to Florida. I'm supposed to be retired, Nancy, but here I am. And we bring
Too
in
young.
big acts like Lauren and Mark, which a lot of you might not know who they are, but they're world-class guitarists. A fellow named Richard Smith, who played with Chet Atkins when he was 7
Oh my
years old.
gosh. Wow.
And he was world-renowned. Chet Atkins actually discovered his kid over in England. And I've had Richard down here several times. So we're bringing in other groups. We'll probably be bringing in Dennis Stefano, who is the lead singer from the Buckinghams, and some other big
them.
groups like that. There's a group called the Original Fantasies.
So
that we
this is
play
all
on.
takes place down in Northport.
Yeah, well, we will do some at Northport, some at
Okay.
the Cultural Center. We'll probably do some down at the Venice Community Center.
All right. So around that
yeah,
area, great.
yeah.
So we'll keep an eye out
Yeah.
for those dates. Now, you're going to tell us a little bit, Dave, about Legends,
Memories.
Memories.
Memories, yeah.
Yes.
Memories was put together about 25 years ago. My wife came up with the name, and we now are just doing pretty much dinner shows, theater shows, mobile home parks,
Okay.
different things like that.
But you dress up as the person that you're going to be singing about,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
Dolly Parton, your wife dresses up, you said, like Dolly
Yeah,
Parton?
I got a little card here.
Yeah, and who do
rattle
you,
off a few of them.
Who do you dress up like?
I do Tom Jones with the wig and
Yeah.
makeup and stuff like that, and the garb. And I do Engelbert, and I do Sonny, and Kim does Cher. I get down on my knees, and then Kim towers over me. I'm 3'11", she's 4'11" at that point.
Okay, all right. So we'll find out more about where people can go to find out when you're going to be entertaining too. And Frankie and Donna, that's your specialty.
Yeah, it's called Legends in Time with
Okay.
Frankie and Donna,
Okay.
Nancy. Actually, if it wasn't for Dave, I wouldn't be doing any of these shows. He's been actually a pretty big act down here for 25 years with the Memories group. He's been so good to work with us. He helped me get all the contacts and the people to help us get started. We just put together one show, and I put a video together. Every song we do, Nancy, has a video. I actually get the artist, if we're doing Johnny Cash, you'll see Johnny Cash singing, and because of my 35 years experience of editing in video, I can actually make it so that you can see he's in perfect sync with our singing. So we laugh about it because we say they're lip syncing to us. But it's a great show. It's like a 50-foot video screen behind us.
All right. Well, final question. Where can our viewers go to buy tickets and find out more about you?
The tickets are available online. You can go to frankieanddonna.com. Just scroll down the page a little bit, and you will see a link. It says click here to purchase tickets, and it takes you to Vendini. which is the ticketing service that the Northport Performing Arts uses. Or they can call the Northport Performing Arts at between 10 and 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I just wanted to add one thing about our group. My brother-in-law sings with us, so it's a trio. And his name's Chris Long, and he's a recording artist from the past and had some hit records around the Ohio Valley where Frank's from. And Frank did some same recordings in New York also.
And he sings with you.
And he sings with us, and he
right.
does voice impersonations of Rod Stewart, Little Anthony, Johnny Mathis, different people like that, and really dead on.
All right. Well, look forward to hearing you sometime.
Okay.
All of you.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. Thanks for
Great.
being
Thank you
here.
very much. Appreciate it.
Coming up after the break, we find out what events will be taking place this weekend on the Suncoast. Coming up this weekend on the Suncoast, the 30th Annual Downtown Sarasota Festival will take place Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Dub Fest, a craft beer and music festival, will be taking place at J Dub's Brewing Company on Saturday to celebrate their 4th year anniversary. And make sure to check out Circus Sarasota's new performance called Ovation. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call us at 941-361-4639. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com under Programming. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.